Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show. And today we're going to look at whether or not we're going into a bear market, or is a bear market now just inevitable for Bitcoin. We're going to also look at the SPY. We're going to look at some trades that we've been taking and a whole bunch more. Before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people. And I appreciate all of you who flood the comment section before the nasty spam bots do. That really does help support the channel. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification, and you'll get the daily update. So the first place that I want to go to, first of all, is this very interesting post here by Finance a Lot. I like that name, Finance a Lot, Finance Lancelot. According to the MACD and swing cycle indicator, Bitcoin is now in a 12 to 18 month bear market. You can go to his channel here and check that out and have a look. And so we are starting to see more and more people start to post about the possibility that the bear market is here or nearing or close. But there are also a lot of people still posting that it's the 4-year cycle is over, where it's going into a super cycle. And I'm not going to compare this post at all. I just thought this one was interesting here. I do want to go to the charts because ultimately price is truth. And I want to go to the SPY first before we go to the other charts. And then I have some other plays that we're looking at. But look here, first of all, with the SPY. Is the SPY in a bear market? No. Is it nearing a bear market? No. It's structurally sound at the moment. Now, where would I begin to fear for the SPY if we were to lose the 9 EMA sitting at 679 and also 676, the 20 EMA? Those two would begin to roll over and we would get a bearish cross or a death cross, the 9 dropping below the 20 EMA on the daily time frame. That hasn't happened since we broke above it, when the 9 broke back above the 20 all the way back in April. That would be bearish for me, but I still wouldn't say we're going into a bear market necessarily, or that the bull run is over. That would just be for me, a larger pullback, possibly to the 650, 660 area right here, potentially, and also we'd get that dreaded M formation. Now, of course, it could lead to something more. And of course, what does it really hang on? It does hang on Nvidia earnings next Wednesday coming up. If the earnings aren't good, Nvidia holds a whopping 8.5% of the S&P 500. And so if Nvidia drops, you would expect the SPY also to take a hit there, whether it be temporarily or more medium term. We'll have to see what happens and what shakes out. Of course, if Nvidia earnings come out and crush, then I would expect the SPY to fly and come up and start to retest the 694. Remember, we are in a inverse head and shoulders that I called out on the weekly time frame way back in June, all the way back at $600. Incredible move to the upside that we've seen since I gave that inverse head and shoulders. And I actually gave the SPY trade at 480 odd dollars there as well. The green dot on the weekly time frame gave us that beautiful bullish reversal pattern there, and the tribal trades indicator. And of course, we do have this red arrow and this red dot, but when it comes back to the 9 EMA like it has and holds, that's a good sign. You can see each time there's been a reversal. Sure, it went down, but it went down, touched the 9 EMA, went down, touched the 9 EMA on the weekly, and found support. If we lose the 9 EMA in the weekly, then that begins to curl over. Then it begins to possibly go below the 20 EMA, and then it's really time to get out at that point. That's definitely for me anyway, that's my sell and go to the beach signal there. That would not be a good sign if the 9 crossed a bearish cross below the 20, but we are ways away from that happening there we do have a little bit of bearish divergence on the stochastic there, of course, so there could be a little bit of a weakening, a little bit of a pullback there. However, we'll keep an eye on those relative strength index there. So that's the SPY. That's what I'm looking at for the SPY. And I do think everybody's just really at the moment holding their breath, waiting for those earnings for Nvidia, which will really determine, I think, the next move for the SPY. Let's look at the Bitcoin charts. Now, I wanted to show you something from the last cycle. And I've always said, for me, listen, there's just a lot of investment bias out there. People are wanting something to be true because they need their bags to pump. They feel they deserve some kind of a pump. They were promised it. You weren't promised nothing. You don't deserve nothing. Price is truth. You have to follow the charts. And as you can see here, there it is there. The tribal traits indicator rules again. You get out and you save yourself all this pain to the downside. And then if you didn't get out there, it gave you another chance to get out, albeit much lower than you could have exited there down to the bottom. But what we saw here was initially when it came to the 50-week moving average, it pierced it and closed above it. So it went below it, but closed above it. Again, did the same thing. And then the next 3 weeks, we were below, but it wasn't until the fifth week, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth week, that we got a full open and close below. And there was your confirmation of the bear market. And that wasn't until January. That was about 6 weeks after, 7, 8 weeks after. 2 months after, really, the November capitulation there, as we saw. And so it took its time, and that's a bear flag as well, by the way. And then down we came. We come back up, and everybody's going, oh, see, it's not over. Reject off the 200-day moving average. Then it was over. And so that's my line in the sand. When we see that full open and close below the 50-week moving average, that's confirmation. And we are close. We are very close. As you can see here on the weekly time frame, we are very close. We've seen the same thing happen. It's almost like watching the same movie. That candle comes down. There's that wick. That's almost an identical candle that I showed you back in 2021. There we have now the 50-week moving average. So we could come 1, 2, 3, 4, for example, and this pushes us through until December, until finally it's over there, and we build a bit of a bear flag. And look, we are building a bit of a bear flag here on the daily time frame. Apart from this little blip up to the side, this is a very bearish pattern. Remember, we are in a whopping head and shoulders pattern. This neckline has been broken. It came back, retested it, rejected it. That's bearish, folks. Coming back, retesting the neckline, and then rejecting away from it. The technical target is down to 90,000. Now, also remember that in previous cycles, what has also marked the end, not just the 50-week moving average, open and close below it, but the MACD crossover on the monthly. You see there, the blue is almost about to cross below the red or orange line, whatever color you most identify with. And that has generally also meant that. And that looks like, if we continue to see the downtrend, that looks like it's going to cross sometime either this month or in December. And we see what happened if we switch to the monthly time frame here. I'll show you this on the MACD. This will come up here. It doesn't look like it's going to want to come up here on the MACD. But there it is there. You can see the bearish crosses that we see in the last bear market. And then again here, you can see the same thing happen. There it is there. There's that bearish cross. And that's a confirmation about 2 months later there of that the bear market was, in fact, the bear market. But then it's too late. And this is where we don't want to be playing pin the tail on the donkey trading. All these people that threw out, oh, Bitcoin's going to 200,000 by the end of the year. Bitcoin's going to 500,000 this cycle. $1 million this cycle. And where are they now? The tribal traits indicator really has nailed that top beautifully there. Absolutely superbly. Look at it. Absolutely. Look, it didn't get it exactly right because the top was on the 6th. The warning came on the 7th, and then the indicator fired off there on the 8th and 9th. And so that was your opportunity. And it was right before it lost the 9 EMA on the daily. I tell you how important it is to keep hold of the 9 EMA on the daily there. You don't have to play pin the tail on the donkey trading. You can get these accurate bullish and bearish reversals. There you can see it there. You could have gone long there, made some money, and then flipped short and made money to the downside. No, people are making money in the tribal trades Discord. I love this. ValueX, Zcash shorting just paid the mortgage. I said, these are the stories that I love to hear, because these are the stories that really make my day there in the tribal trades Discord. And I gave that incredible Zcash setup there, a short from 488. If it was to lose that, where did I say it would come to? The 20 EMA on the daily. Come and check this out on Zcash. There's the 20 EMA on the daily. There's where I gave the short. Down it went. It tagged the 20 EMA on the daily on the button. Reverse back up to the 9 EMA on the daily, where it's currently rejecting. So what can happen here? We can either break, Zcash can either break above the 9 EMA on the daily and push up, and some juice to the upside, although this does look fairly bearish, or reject from here, play it back down to 488. But if we lose 488, the technical target to the downside, there is a bearish M formation pattern there. There it is, bearish M formation pattern. The technical target to the downside for that is down here at 230. And of course, it's not going to necessarily go there right away, but you can see as it came down, it's pushed up. It's currently rejecting, and we'll see. So there is money to be made, both going short and then back to the upside long, and then if it capitulates further, back to the downside there. And it could even stay in between these two, and you could just go long and short while it stays between. Right now, resistance is the 9 EMA on the daily. That's currently at 506, and support is currently at the 20 EMA on the daily at 451 there for that Zcash play. Let's have a quick look at Snap, because I will attack, and you don't want that. I've got the power. Well, you don't know what that's all about unless you look up the song, I've Got the Power by Snap, and give yourself a little bit of a music education. However, I did tell you what was the break level to get in on this trade yesterday was $8.77, and I said that there would be resistance at the 50-week moving average. That's exactly what happened. If you miss this trade, second place again in the trade would be a break and hold above the 50-week moving average, currently sitting at $9.08, or you can wait for a break and hold above $9.28. The technical target there, you can see there's this beautiful inverse head and shoulders pattern. There's also a W formation there as well, all the way up at just over $11 there. And people say, oh, how confident, how do you feel about these targets? Well, I don't feel anything. They're just technical targets based off chart patterns. Sometimes it makes it to the target and sometimes it doesn't. That's why, when you get in a play like Snap, you're up here in profit. You can set your stop loss at break even at $8.77, and now it's a free trade. You have no risk to the downside. If it comes back down, you'll get stopped out at break even. You could also put it a little bit below at $8.64 at the 200-day moving average. You would lose a little bit in that trade there, of course. And then as the trade moves up, or if the trade moves up, the stop loss can be moved up with it, and there's how you protect the trade. Now, if you're looking to join the Tribal Trades Discord, I get emails. How do I join? How do I get the waitlist? How long will it take to get on? And the answer is the waitlist is getting lengthy, and so the sooner that you get on the waitlist, the better. And you can get on the wait list by the link in the description below. You might need to click the more button that will pop out. And then in the description, there is the waitlist link. And the benefit of getting on the wait list today, if you're looking to join the Discord, is that the price is going up when the Discord does reopen this month. And the Discord will be reopening this month, and it will be at a higher price. And so you get grandfathered in on that VIP Gold All Access Pass, which includes all the channels and the Tribal Trades Indicator included as well. And that will lock you in until January of 2028. When you do sign up on the wait list, you will be asked for your payment details, but you will not be charged a penny. That is just to reserve your spot on the wait list there. And then you will only be charged when you're actually added to the Tribal Trades Discord this month before we reopen at the higher price. So the price you see currently on the wait list, that will never be repeated for new signups again. That is going away. This is your last chance to get on that price before the price does increase. And of course, if you get in sooner on the wait list, yeah, you're going to get access to the Discord sooner. It just it's not rocket science there. And of course, there's no lock-in. Someone asked me the other day, what happens if I want to go? Then you can go. You just cancel your subscription, no problem at all. No questions asked. There's no lock-in. No need to have a lock-in. We just have a wonderful Tribal Trades Discord family. And for whatever reason, if you can't use the Discord or if it doesn't work for you, totally fine. But I just know that when you come into the Tribal Trades family, you're just not going to want to leave. Well, that's all we have time for today. So until the next episode, or until I see you on the Discord, happy trading.